Hi, my name is Shade Summerall, and today I'm going to address some of the issues revolving around mental health care in correctional facilities. Did you know that over 16% of people in prison are struggling with some sort of mental illness, compared to an estimated 5% in the overall U.S. population? To start, let's break down some of the places we might find the mentally ill within the justice system. In short-term jails, the mentally ill are most rare. This is likely due to the fact that these facilities house individuals who have committed less severe crimes and are serving shorter sentences. Next, we have a slightly increased prevalence of mentally ill people in the prison setting. This area of the system houses people who have committed much more severe crimes, which may even be tied to mental illness. Finally, we have asylum-type facilities that are designed to house individuals who have pled not guilty under the condition of insanity. A major question that might come up when we examine these statistics is, why are so many mentally ill people being incarcerated? While there are many answers, an obvious one is the change in availability of long-term mental health care in the 60s. Deinstitutionalization moved the mentally ill out of state-run insane asylums and into federally funded community mental health centers. Huge numbers of people were released from state hospitals. Ultimately, this resulted in 2.2 million of the severely mentally ill receiving no psychiatric treatment. There is evidence that a predisposition toward violent crime is seen in specific mental illnesses. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Das is currently conducting research on schizophrenic inmates to determine what factors may play a role in a person's potential for a violent outburst. Dr. Das has found that men who have experienced abuse or neglect are more likely to interpret negative emotions more intensely and react with violence. This research supports the idea that most causes of abnormal behavior are not biological, but a combination of complex socioeconomic factors. Tracking the relationship between these factors shows an alarming connection between poverty, abuse, mental illness, and imprisonment. Low socioeconomic status, parental unemployment, and community violence are just a few elements that have been identified as risk factors for child abuse or neglect. Poverty is thus a predisposing characteristic for child maltreatment, which in turn generates a strong link between poverty and mentally ill populations in correctional facilities. Scratching the surface of issues rooted in poverty leaves us looking for even more answers. Race and socioeconomic status are closely intertwined in the U.S., as are race and incarceration rates. The ratio of African Americans to whites in prison is approximately 9-1. African Americans also comprise a large ratio of those held involuntarily in state mental institutions. However, this disproportionate representation does not carry over to the number of pleas accepted via the not guilty by reason of insanity defense. This is likely a result of limited access to prior mental health care needed to apply this defense due to poverty. This connection shows that we have a very real issue with distribution of services in the United States. Entire populations are being swept under the rug when they are in need of mental health care. From a public perspective, we have identified the population in need, but do not yet know how to possibly go about providing better care for these people. The secret to keeping the mentally ill out of prison lies in our ability to create ways of combating poverty. If we can even begin to equally distribute healthcare services among all populations, we will make great strides of improvement for mentally ill patients. Consider these questions as you think about how we can help the criminally insane. Pleading not guilty by reason of insanity requires a prior history of mental illness. Do you think this is a good idea? And do you have any ideas about how we can make healthcare more available in low socioeconomic areas? Thanks for watching. Be sure to review our references for some more information on this special population. All uncited images are courtesy of the Creative Commons.